Hello, I'm Joe Long. I'm the Curator of Education for the Relic Room and Military Museum. And today I'm going to speak about one of our First World War artifacts. One of my favorites in the current exhibit. It is a flight helmet from a naval aviator. And one reason this is one of my favorite artifacts, its uniqueness, this is not the flight helmet of an airplane pilot. This man was a pilot for the United States Navy as a chief quartermaster, but he did not fly an airplane. This petty officer was actually what they called the altitude pilot of a dirigible, an airship. These hydrogen-filled vehicles had been tried over the battlefields of Europe. The Germans, of course, invented the Zeppelin and used it for air raids over Great Britain. But where these things really found their home was their naval application. It turned out that an airship was one of the best possible guards against the U-boats, the German submarines of World War I. The airships could accompany a convoy. They could move just as slowly as the ships. They could hover in one spot when necessary, and they were an excellent vantage point for locating the primitive U-boats of World War I. So, James Griffin, a native of Columbia, South Carolina, when he joined the Navy, probably didn't contemplate anything as exotic as airship duty. But that was the duty that he eventually drew. And if you can see, if you look closely on this leather flight helmet, that he made it a souvenir. He wrote down the various places that he went along the brim of the helmet and in other places, and kept this as a keepsake of his naval service. Service he had a good right to be proud of. Although, so far as we can tell, James Griffin was never fired at by the enemy, he was still awarded a decoration for bravery, the Croix de Guerre, by the French. And it was a Croix de Guerre which, in my opinion, he had certainly earned. From his official citation, the commander of U.S. Naval Forces desires to commend you for your extraordinary courage displayed in the recent accident aboard the French dirigible AT-15, of which you were the acting altitude pilot. The brave act you performed by climbing out and on the small cables and guy wires while the balloon was at an altitude of approximately 2,500 feet, closing the gas valve that was stuck open and was causing the gas bag to settle fast, saved the lives of 2 of our officers and the French crew of 9 men. This act was beyond the call of duty. You rightly deserve the honor of being among the first few men decorated with a French Croix de Guerre in the U.S. Navy. So, Chief Quartermaster James Franklin Griffin, early Navy aviator from South Carolina, and a man whose presence of mind and skill saved the lives of 11 men over the Atlantic Ocean as he crawled out without a parachute in midair to perform some summary repairs on a French airship in World War I.